Hello. So, two things I don't describe myself as. First is a public speaker, and second is a mountain biker. But here's the thing, I have a mountain bike, I've got trails in my backyard, well not backyard, but close to my home, and I actually ride them. And I actually want to ask everyone this, so how many of you have a mountain bike? How many of you have trails close to you? How many of you ride those trails? They could be bike park, normal trails, anything. And how many of you call yourself a mountain biker? Cool. So that's actually the point of this whole thing, because the thing is, I'm talking about making mountain biking inclusive. That's what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. But I don't know how to make mountain biking inclusive, but I have some kind of stories about stuff that's happened. So basically, I got a mountain bike in 2019, and it wasn't like, I got the mountain bike to race Silk Road Mountain Race. It wasn't, I wasn't meant to do any sort of, like proper trail riding, what people call mountain biking. Because a lot of the times, I can actually ask you, okay, can someone answer what they think is being a mountain biker? So if I said, I am a mountain biker, what would you think I can or cannot do? Like, who do you think I am? Who wants to take that one? Go on, Elle.
Let's say you're a gnarly, shreddy person who knows how to up a corner.
And can I say, maybe therein lies a problem. Because here's the thing, so I have marshalled at quite a few mountain bike races, so I'm here with a couple of friends who I went to uni with, and one of them used to race a lot, and I remember going to the races and marshalling, and I was like, wow, like this, I just cannot see myself do that. I can't even picture myself do that, and every time the thought every time I thought about riding a mountain bike, I was like, who am I kidding? Like, that's not me, I can't do that. I didn't grow up somewhere with, a pump track or people who knew what they were doing on a mountain bike. And the belief was that if that's not the environment I grew up in, if that's not something I've known all along, then that's not something I'm ever going to know. It was kind of what I came in here with. And all of that thinking came to a point where, and also I went for a few mountain bike holidays, right? So, and in Morzine, for example, in 2019, that was again, as I said, got my first mountain bike in 2019, went to Morzine, to not ride a mountain bike, to just, be there with friends, really. And I couldn't ride berms, I couldn't ride corners, and it was embarrassing. Everyone was like, yeah, no, you have to stand up on your pedals, just bend your arms, and that's it. The trail will take you, let the trail take you. And then if it got steep, the response was, oh yeah, just throw your weight behind the saddle and just go with it. It'll just work out, the trail will take you. And I hate to say it, the trail didn't take me. I fell down and far too many times, and I wasn't nearly enough brave. I was an absolute mess. So in 2020, went to Fort William for a mountain bike holiday. And again, I was thinking to myself, who am I kidding? Seriously, who am I kidding? It's never strange. World Cups happen here. Of course I'm not going to be a real mountain biker. And yeah, I wasn't. And after that, we, in 2021, went to Revolution Bike Park. And entering this place, I remember looking around, and I just said to my partner, who actually is a real mountain biker, I said to him, I was like, no, no, like this fight is intimidating. I am scared, and there's no reason that I should be. I just feel like I do not belong here, and I don't think there's anything that can be done about it. And the only way I can describe the vibe was it felt like a very bro vibe. Not so long after that, actually, my partner went on a coaching session and came back and told me that the person who coached him, his partner got into a mountain bike accident, and there's a good chance that she may never walk again. And I remember sitting on the sofa, absolutely crying my eyes out and thinking, how? Like, most people I know ride bikes. In fact, for something like that to happen, you don't even have to be someone who rides bikes. And like, what do we do? Like, is she never gonna ride a bike again? And then I started speaking with Casey more and more. I don't know if any of you know Casey's story. Her Instagram is, I think, at Casey Gemma. Yeah, I'll share the thing later. But basically, she told me at the time that her dream was to race her mountain bike again. And I remember thinking, I was like, surely there's like, bowhead bikes, hand cycles. There's no reason why she shouldn't be able to race again. And that was until we found out that there are no races for adapted mountain bikes in the UK. And that made me wonder, was like, oh my God, I know I'm not a real mountain biker, but what if I can be like a, real event organizer? Or what if I can put something together which actually works out as, a race, something that Casey can race, and something that actually, I don't know, like, if I am finding a particular space intimidating, then what if I organize something which is everything against that, which makes it way less intimidating, which makes it fun? And so started with the idea of making mountain bike racing fun. And with that, we started organizing, well, initially it was just me, so I started organizing Ride for Casey downhill race. At this point, I didn't really know what counts as a downhill race, like what makes it a downhill race. Like, does it have to be all downhill? Can there be flat bits where people have to like sprint? And so I started talking to people around me, people who called themselves a mountain biker and people who really didn't. And I started talking to my friends, and they were all kind of like, maybe we can ride, but not sure about the racing bit. It might be a bit challenging. And started planning for this thing, and found out that it's actually really hard to organize something that hasn't, been done before. So in this case, we were trying to put together UK's first adapted mountain bike race. So that meant there was no way British Cycling were going to insure this. So no one was insuring this. There were actually, and we were raising funds for Casey through this, and no word of a lie, one of the venue people actually said to me that it would be easier for me to give you £2,000 than to have you go through the motions of actually organizing a race. And again, thinking to myself, who am I kidding? Like, can I actually organize a race? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if people are going to sign up to this. And basically, we had 4 venue changes, one after another. Like, venues were agreeing to it and then dropping out, and it was super complicated. 2 days before the race, I thought I had everything together. We've got the sponsors, we've got the venue, we've got people doing the timing, everything's perfect. And of course, the guy doing the timing got COVID, and we were back to, well, not square one, but we had taken like about 5 steps back. And I'm guessing Joe would know with the venue changing for this one. But yeah, super last minute, in the end, we found someone who charged an extortionate amount to be there for a few hours to actually time the race. And the race did happen, and we had about 170 people racing that day. The limit was 140, so parking was a nightmare. And there's Sue here, who was actually responsible for helping with the parking, and oh my god, it went perfectly. Well, she would disagree probably. And again, like, it wasn't meant to go like that, but yeah, like with a lot of help from friends, it actually worked out. We had at this event, and this was the highlight, so this was UK's first race for adapted mountain bikes, but also this was UK's first race with, like, we had the most percentage of female participation for the whole thing. So out of the 170 people, we had over 40 women racing this, and I'm pretty sure half of them were new Forest Off-Road Club. And most of them had never raced a mountain bike race before. And that made all the difference in making that event what it was. Nick did excellent documentation of the race, so if you go on New Forest Off-Road Club's Instagram,